Joe, as you see the right now, I guess you'd call it the Republican Party, but as you see the right, where have we failed? There are obviously a lot of failures. Where are they?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, there's so many. The Republican Party has won more elections than we've lost since longer than you and I have been alive, since Nixon, and it's gotten us to this state. I think one of the biggest issues that we have right now is the fact that we are essentially living in an oligarchy. We have the big tech folks that have no problems with taking a sitting president off of all of social media, canceling people from being able to bank, hold jobs, dox people at their will, manipulate elections like we caught Zuckerberg doing. But then we have other major oligarchs like BlackRock that are taking our pension funds from the thrift savings plan that the military uses, pension funds from the state of Washington, where I live right now. They're using that to bail out the Chinese Communist Party. And then they're also using that to buy up housing to price young people out of being able to become first-time homeowners. I mean, really, just watching this Twitter saga unfold with Elon Musk, we're really seeing that there's major limits behind the free market. But forever, we've had Republicans say that the free market is this sacred thing, that if there's any kind of government intervention in, that then you're some kind of a socialist, you're some kind of a crazy Bernie Sanders person, and you're not a true Republican. The problem is these limited libertarian Republican principles are being used to strangle the American working class and really being used to infringe upon the sovereignty of the United States government. So we just need people that are willing to say that, hey, there's an enemy, the World Economic Forum, these oligarchs, they're at war with us, and we need to start fighting back. And we're going to have some nationalist policies, and we're going to have to start using trust busting and really going after these people. The war against the Chinese Communist Party really starts with our elite. And if we're afraid to have that fight, if the Republicans can't have that fight, then they need to step aside. And that's where the America First movement comes in.
Amen. And Joe, what has me most worried about, actually what we're talking about now, is the 2022 election. And it's because I see a lot of celebrating already, Joe. And I understand that people aren't enjoying Joe Biden's administration. They're looking forward to better times. We want to get people like Joe Kent in Congress. But it's not as if these people are just going to lay down and accept it. As I've talked about it already on this show, they're not sitting around a table already licking their wounds about 2022. They're going to fight. They're going to fight desperately, and they're going to fight hard.
No, they really are. I mean, the Democrats, when they show up to fight, they bring the full scope of all the power that they have, and they don't play by the rules, the nice go-along to get along rules, where sometimes they compromise with us. Republicans are already saying, before we're even in power, Kevin McCarthy's already saying things like, well, maybe we don't need to impeach Joe Biden. That's the craziest thing I've heard in quite some time. Joe Biden has gone on beyond meeting the standard of high crimes and misdemeanors for what he's done on the southern border, what he's done in Afghanistan, this Ukraine debacle, Hunter's laptop, January 6th political prisoners. We have every right to impeach him, and Kamala Harris for that matter. But we have Republicans that are saying that, no, maybe we don't need to do that. And they want to go back to really just catering to the corporate donor class, because the corporate donor class, all they want is a government that will continue to pass massive $1.5 trillion omnibus spending bills, because they can hide all their pork and all their money for their special interest groups in there. But we cannot continue to run our country that way. We actually need to say, no, that's not what we're going to do. And we have to start fighting the Democrats. We have to start picking leaders that are going to go to war with the Democrats. When the Democrats send their leaders like Nancy Pelosi, they send knife fighters, and we send doves like Kevin McCarthy that think that we can go and make these deals with the Democrats. These deals are never reciprocated. We just have to accept the world for what it is, that it's going to be a knife fight, and stop just trying to play by some rules that don't exist.